Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in this fall series, we're sharing with you must-see high-end fall DIYs to inspire you to create something beautiful in your home this fall season. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a beautiful fall centerpiece DIY step by step. If you do not like the colors, or if these are not the colors that you're using for fall, all you have to do is replace them with the textures and colors that will fit your home. But if you follow the instructions and the steps in this video, I promise you, you will be able to have a gorgeous fall centerpiece in your home this year. Now there's also going to be a playlist down below with all of the fall centerpieces that I've done in the past, and let me tell you, there's many, for you to get ideas on how to create a gorgeous fall centerpiece DIY step by step. All right, you guys, so to create this beautiful centerpiece, we're gonna share with you all of the materials we're going to need. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about every single fall decorating and DIY idea coming your way. You will not want to miss any of them. Okay, so now let me share with you all of the materials you will need for this beautiful fall centerpiece DIY. All right, everyone, so for this next fall DIY, what we're going to do is going to be a gorgeous centerpiece. Now I want to mention this is a centerpiece that I had done for spring on beautiful purples. So I went ahead and took the purples out and then I left the greenery in here. However, we will be adding some of the same eucalyptus we added to our wreath and all of the other DIYs. I'm also going to use a little bag of pumpkins, white pumpkins from Shinoda. Also the foliages that we used in the wreath, which is this beautiful green maple, and I'm gonna use the hydrangeas I didn't get to use in that wreath because it got pretty packed, let's just be honest. So I didn't want to put them in there and not see them. So now what we're going to do is we're gonna use them for this centerpiece, and then also I'm gonna use a little touch of the ribbon that I use on the wreath and then also on the little basket that I just showed you. So I'm gonna put that to the side. All right, give me a second while I clean this and I'll be right back to show you step number one. Keep watching. Okay, so now that we know all of the materials we're going to need for this beautiful fall centerpiece DIY step by step, it's time to get started. Okay, so let's get started. The first step is going to be to incorporate some of the foliages that we use in our wreath and then also on our basket and all of the DIYs that we've been doing, because when you are doing DIYs for your home, you want to make sure that they are as cohesive as possible all throughout the house. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut some of this foliage a little bit shorter because I just want it to be a little peekaboo of the same product without having to overpower all of these centerpiece. But I am so in love with this foliage. It looks so real and it's so real to the touch as well. So basically you wanna do little cuts like this, some big stems like this, you guys. I'm telling you, you can get most of your money's worth if you go ahead and split them. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut, see how it splits right here on the arm? Well, you split the arm and then you cut, and now you have a few more of those foliages. And I'm gonna do the same to this greenery, so I'll be right back. All right, so now that our foliages are cut short, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start introducing my foliage, and I'm gonna start right here on the top, right in the middle, and then I'm gonna work my way out. And remember, what happens on the left happens on the right, and what goes up must come down. So immediately I'm gonna go over to this side and I'm going to insert, and this time I am using a glue gun with hot glue sticks, because this is a something that it was commissioned by a customer that I'm doing. So what I'm doing is I'm making her a few items for her home, and I want to make sure that they all match, and also I want to make sure that they all stay put together. So if you are making these arrangements to sell, I do recommend to go ahead and glue them, and the glue gun is really handy. I have for myself a few times already with the wreath, but you know what, it's part of the gig. So if you burn yourself, just scream and keep working. My boss used to say, he used to say, if you get burned with a hot glue pen, he's like, just go outside and scream and come back and keep working. So that's what I learned, and now that's what I do, you know. If you burn yourself, just keep working. All right, so I have a few of these left, and remember, what happens on the left happens on the right, and what goes up must come down. And you want to make sure that this foliage goes all the way around. And there is a hole right here, so I'm gonna use my last one to put right there. And so I'm going to insert this guy right about here. Making sure that that goes in like this, splitting all the foliage. Look how beautiful. So now I'm gonna do the same with these eucalyptus to fill in the spots right here. And I'm gonna bring this guy over on this side. What is your favorite project you guys have ever done? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your favorite project that you have ever done for fall, whether it was a wreath, maybe decorating your hutch in your kitchen. I have so many ideas, you guys, that I'm gonna be sharing this year. I remember I told you on a live that I usually don't do deco mesh material, but because I wanted to do something new this year, I went and took a class here in San Diego. This lady was giving a class on how to properly work with deco material, because you have to kind of know what you're doing with the deco mesh in order to not make it look really tacky. And so this lady was so good and I learned so much from her. So now I'm gonna be able to share all of those ideas with you, and I'm super excited. We're gonna start with the fall season. I have some fall swags and reads that I'm gonna be sharing with you, especially for those of you who do these DIYs to sell. I know so many of you have Etsy shops or have like eBay shops and you do this to sell. So I have so many ideas that I'm gonna be giving you, and I really hope you are as excited as I am. And that's gonna be starting here soon on our fall season. And then of course, for Christmas, you want to make sure that you tune in for our Christmas season, because it's going to be jam-packed with not only DIYs, but then also decorating ideas. All right, you guys, so now that's all of our foliage, and as you can see, it really changed the look of the foliage. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my florals and my pumpkins, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. Okay, so I wanted to use some of these beautiful hydrangeas. They are made out of burlap, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a little bit of this stem right here. Then I'm gonna add some glue, and I'm gonna start probably right here in the middle where I always like to start, which I call the crown. You start in the crown right here, and then you push down, making sure that that stays. So now I'm going to alternate to the next color, which is this mocha color. So this comes in a chocolate color and a mocha, and I think they're perfect for fall. So I'm gonna do two right there, and then I'm gonna do a third one on the mocha color. I'm sorry, the chocolate color. They're similar looking, but they're not the same, so I have to call them what they are. So I'm gonna make sure that I go all the way over here in the corner, making sure that it goes into the foam like this. Look how pretty that is, and it just alternates the colors. So now we're gonna do this guy right here, making sure that I take that tag off so she doesn't see tags on her things. I'm super excited to also work with customers that custom order these things for me. They contacted me and they liked my work, and so now they're buying these things from me. So I just thought it'd be really fun to share with you all of these DIYs in case that you have customers, or if you just want to do them for your home, you know, just to get a few ideas, new ideas for this fall season. So now I'm gonna push that one in like that. So that's cute. And so now what I'm going to do, I have one left, so I think I'm gonna stop right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some of these pumpkins, and remember what we did on the wreath. What we're going to do is I'm gonna grab a bunch of these skewers and I'm gonna cut them in half. And then I'm gonna do a little dot of glue right here. And then I'm gonna push this guy in so he stays glued in. And then I'm gonna add some glue to my pumpkin stick. Then I'm gonna start bringing those here and just pushing like that. And so I'm gonna do a second one. Remember, when you're working with these materials, because they're styrofoam, you have to make sure that you put glue so it doesn't come crashing down on you. Then you add a little bit of glue like that to the stick. Now I'm gonna add it right here, like that. So you wanna go kinda like this in a zigzag motion. I'm gonna do a third one. I'm gonna add this guy right here. You know what? I'm kinda liking working with a glue gun again. I haven't used it in so long, but now I'm like, oh, this is kinda convenient. So you guys might see me using this hot glue gun again a lot. All right, so now I have this one that I'm gonna add right over here. Once again, just add a little dab of glue, put your skewer in, or your stick, or steak. Add a little bit of glue, let it run down so you don't burn yourself. I'm gonna come down over here, like that. And I have One last one that I think I am going to add, because why not? Oh, she already paid for it, so why not just give it to her, right? So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna break, and then I'm gonna add some glue right here. All right, and then I'm going to add it, put it right here in the middle, like that. All right, so now that I've added all of the pumpkins and all of the hydrangeas and foliages, this is what it's looking like. But I found this cute little flower on my stash, and let me grab my wire cutters over here, and I think I'm gonna add all of them just because I love the shape, and I think this is going to add a lot of texture into this bouquet. So I'm gonna add 6 of them. So basically what I do is I just cut them all at once because, well, if you've been following the channel, oh my goodness, this one is really hard. You know that it'll save you some time when you're doing this kind of work if you cut them all at once. All right, so now what I'm going to do, look how pretty they are though. Aren't they perfect for this? So I'm gonna cut, I just want this to kind of peekaboo. I'm gonna add some glue to it, and I'm going to alternate from where I put the pumpkins. Look at that, that just adds something cute to the arrangement, another texture. And when you are making any type of floral arrangement, whether it's natural or whether it's silk, you wanna add as much texture as you can to your bouquets. And once again, we're gonna zigzag like this to add interest as well. You guys, I am having so much fun. I cannot tell you how much fun I'm having while I decorate for fall this year. There you go. You want to make sure that it goes into the foam. And I'm going to add one over here to the back. You want to make sure that you put them all throughout the bouquet. I have a few more, and I want to distribute them to make sure that I get them all the way to the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to the other side immediately, so I make sure that I have them all throughout, like that. I have one left that I think I'm gonna put over here on the top. And I ran out of glue again. That is the one thing about the glue gun, that you have to start putting sticks on it. Perfect, that is so cute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add a cute little bow. I'm gonna get a little stake and then also a wire to wire it together. And I'm gonna make a cute bow. I don't want it to be too big, of course, because it's not that big of a centerpiece, but I do want it to match perfectly our wreath and our basket. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna dovetail real quick to start with a dovetail, a perfect dovetail, and then I'm just gonna do about, I wanna say about probably 4 larger loops, about 5 inches each. And I don't know if I told you this before, but a way to know if your loops are even is if you fold down like this, so your bows are always perfect. And then also to spin around to make sure you get all of that designer pattern up front. So I think I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna cut right here where it'll dovetail in a second. I'm gonna grab a wire and go back, and then I'm gonna very tightly spin around. So basically I just want those 4 loops. Then I'm gonna grab this stake right here, and I'm gonna spin these wires around the stake, and that's what we're gonna use to insert into our centerpiece. And if you wanna make sure that it really stays there, what you can do also is just add a dab of glue right here, and then add a dab of glue to the stake. And so now what we're going to do is we're gonna look for a spot. Let me see, where do I need my bow? I think I'm gonna add it right here. So I'm gonna lift that up, and then I'm going to push all the way in, like this. Then I'm going to dovetail. Yeah, that's cute. It's just a little touch, and it makes it look cohesive with the rest of the look. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some tails. I dropped my ribbon, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut a clean cut right here. Then I'm going to dovetail, and I want these tails to be probably about this long. So I'm gonna cut right here. Then I'm gonna basically just pinch, gather and pinch and grabbing a stake, cut it in half, and then grab a wire, kind of like what we did with the bow. Basically just go back like this, and really tightly, you grab your stake, and then you start spinning those wires around like this until you can spin no more. We'll add a little bit of glue to the wire so it doesn't come crashing down, and then also on the stake. And then I'm gonna insert this guy somewhere right here, making sure that goes all the way down so that you only see the tails like that. And then give me a second while I dovetail them like that, and then one more right here, and voila. Let me get it ready and I'll give you a close-up. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so this is what the end result looks like for the centerpiece. I just went ahead and added a few more tails of the ribbon, and I filled in with the hydrangea, and I think it looks so beautiful to match the wreath that we made. And I really do hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned a few things about how to make a full centerpiece step by step. As you can see, creating a beautiful full centerpiece step-by-step DIY was super easy, and I know that you can do it. If you like this theme, remember in our last video, I shared with you the matching wreath. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm gonna link that somewhere here on the screen and down below. That's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and you can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.